Hello everyone. Today I'm gonna stream ro- the project week. I think it's 11, 12 project. It's Kubernetes. It's Azure DevOps, Azure Cloud, using Terraform. So I will do some explanation while it's building. All right. So this is the Terraform being uploaded to Azure. A to Azure Cloud. Okay, maybe in a few while I'll do it for AWS. What it's building is just a cluster, a Kubernetes cluster. So it's building just asking for an agent pool, which is a virtual machine that inside the pool from which we are connecting and doing. I think it's the master cluster because in the Kubernetes world, there's a master machine that sometimes can be duplicated or not. Anyhow, it's all very automatic. But the idea is a cluster is a group of servers, a group of machines, and you just need to ask for Kubernetes and log into it, and then you can start the magic. And what the magic is a CI/CD process. So let's start building it, rebuilding it, recovering it, and I actually have so many you wouldn't believe. I even tried the version with Docker Compose. Let's close everything that's not. In the end, the final result would look a bit like that. We would get a weight tracker application. I think it's still running. No, so I just shut it down because I had dev. So let's start from scratch. I know it's a bit messy. So let's create a new project. I can actually override some of. No, I cannot override, and the reason I cannot override is because I want the repo to be private. So let's call it a wait up, a final, KLS, CI, CD, CD. All right, that is a very ambitious name, but a one that you get spot when you come inside. Now, first things first, we connect the repository. Um, so how do we do that? We go through the repos and we're gonna pull. What you need to have beforehand is an SSH key that is connected via settings. Okay, so once you have that, you can start the communication because unless it's not a private repo, I haven't tried to do a public. Okay, this is still building and it will take it, I think, 5 minutes. So what is the other? Temp db. I think it's the Helm process. I will leave it on because just leave it on just in case. Everything that I might need, because my Helm memory is my Helm situation. And what is Helm? It's a shortcut. It's a shortcut for the word of Kubernetes deploying databases, and it's a lot of YAML files involved. So we want our life to be simpler as DevOps engineers. So the Helm was introduced to avoid having to deal with containers and databases and installations. I know for sure there's a lot of digging through, but for now I'm just gonna use what we have. So first of all, I need to clean my repo. So I'm just removing the .git files so it will disconnect. Right, so we can see it's disconnected from Git. And we're gonna reconnect, and I'm gonna keep the secret as well while working. So I'm just gonna wait. Sorry. I need first to make a git init, and then I could connect my, now I would need to procure the credentials and kept them aside for my use. Now I'm inside master, I can upload the files, but I think, can I skip all the tests and just go straight for the, yeah. So let's delete, first of all, delete those folders, I don't need them. Those were meant for Docker. I think I have copies. I don't care at this stage, I just delete them. Yeah, move to trash. All right. Backup. Don't need it. Anything that's not necessary. So I do have also old archives, just all the YAML files. So let's clean the stuff a bit. Yeah, we'll need to procure a new pipeline and run it once and stop it in mid-air. And just to let you know that the Azure creation is also complete. The Azure cloud creation. All right, so the next stage is just let's repeat the process with the archives. So I'm just throwing the manifests inside, and the manifest should also, yeah, it holds an ingress file and a secret. And we're building the staging environment, so everything I do now I would need to repeat in a new namespace. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. I'm also throwing the Azure pipelines inside the folder. Yep. Well, not into manifests, but inside. I don't care. It's old. I don't need it. And I'm uploading everything. I just need to push upstream origin master. And everything gets pushed, and the connection. And this is a very important connection between my folder, my working environment, to the pipeline. Now, I'm not that an expert in Azure DevOps, because how to, well, each user that wants to have the same kind of development needs to procure the same key or make the same user to have a sort of the same status. All right, so if I refresh the files now, I can see that I have, and the README is something I'm gonna either use this video as an instruction which I'll extract, or another method. But first things first, I need to configure the service connection, and it's not going to find the Kubernetes connection. So it's not necessary to connect to Azure Resource Manager, but I'm just trying to um, at a given point, it will try to connect to the cluster and won't succeed. So it's I've done a few. I guess there's a better way to do it, a direct way to do it through the CLI or through some credentials, and I just don't know how. So I'm just trying to do what I can till it hooks up. So this is a first attempt at making this sort of very short scanning process of Azure DevOps active to catch the clusters. What do I mean by that? If I try now a new service connection and I say, okay, give me a Kubernetes connection, so I will again go through the authentication and we'll open up a new. So in here I'm saying it won't find the cluster, but once this hookup, once this process is made and I'm gonna play with it around, you would suddenly see that it does. So it's looking for the clusters, but it cannot find them. We give it as much patience as we can. Looking, it might be an end, it might be on a timeout already. So it's not finding, and I'm going above for the full service account connection, and now I need to connect it. And anyhow, it's a good thing to connect, and I've prepared a small guide in the README how to start this connection. So first of all, we do an AZ login. AZ login, which will open a browser window, and we sign in from the CLI to the we can play with it. So now that we're connected to the login, we need to you need to get credentials with the cluster name and the resource group name. So I've prepared that. And now the hookup between now it populates the config. So if I do K, which is short for kubectl, it's already on the target cloud. So if I do, for example, K get namespaces, you can see that it will give me the actual namespaces which are on the cloud. So I'm connected. Now, a good practice is to start a new namespace, for instance, staging. So I create this and also config it so it would be the active namespace instead of default. So this connection is established, and it should actually I can also try to strengthen the connection from so yeah, we do a k config view minify to get the server new address. As you can see, it's a bit different from what I've written above, so we need to update it. All right, so we give it this connection. Now, getting the service names, it's very tricky. It's not at all how they write it, because if I, for instance, try, we do know that the service account name is question mark. Well, we can say that its service account name is, I thought it's, I've written before, what did I write? It's something that here, no service account, we can create a pod with service account. For instance, yeah, I've done something like that. But let's try to do k get service accounts. Let's see. Oh, sorry. Normal copy k get service accounts. So I have a default service account. Let's try to create our new service account. Okay, so now this service account created. So if I do get service account, I should see the new service account. And now we'll try to get the name. So it won't find it with a JSON path. Let's try without the trying to capture the first service, and not working as well. And also let's do again k get name spaces. So active staging. I'm not sure how this should work because it's a secret from. So all these attempts, okay, not finding any secrets, service account name, no namespace, should work, or might be the other way around. You might need to create the service account and then create the namespace and connect it as default or something like that. But usually when I go back now here and I say, okay, just forget it, and I go back to pipelines, and I say, okay, you know what, just create a pipeline, and from this file, from this repository, I'm going to deploy to Azure Kubernetes Service. And now normally is where the magic happens, but it might also not find at all. So this is the question. Can it find now? And it might be a very short process where it finds now the cluster, or it might be long. And this is the, yeah, you see no results found. And this is the problem. So I have to play with it again. And as I said, sure there must be a better way. I'm just displaying the way that I've found so far, and it's a bit clumsy, I guess, with the right configuration, and I'm each time trying to understand what exactly Azure DevOps is looking for in this process until that magic moment where it finds the clusters. So yeah, no Kubernetes cluster found. So again, I'm going back to project settings, going back to service connections, new service connection, and I will try to manually reconnect again with. Yeah, this is unnecessary. I'm doing it. I know this won't solve anything. It won't find the clusters here. I will have to play again with a service account and give it again the. Yes. It's a bit annoying, I admit. Because at a given stage, you would just say, yeah, here is your connection. Here are your clusters. Service account. I might also be not understanding something about the service account. Because I've created this service account, but you could say that in the Azure portal, I have this service, this cluster service. Maybe also I would need to use both. Just give it this connection. I think this is the missing. Yes. Okay. I think this is the missing link, maybe. Let's try again. Not cluster found. So yeah. How to make this connection. So once it runs, the pipeline is ready for work. But as long as it's configure service account, we already made this service account. Let's see. Let's see it by YAML file. And we're not able to, yeah, no service accounts. That's a bit weird. What happens if I omit just very weird, because you see what I mean? It's something is obviously missing. Oh, now it sees only the service account. Oh, weird, because I made. Okay. Anyhow, I could ask for the default because it's not. I'm not even sure. In namespace, I know that we replace it. Let's see if it has a secret. Secrets, yeah, the default not found, but there's another snippet on the browser. It's the same snippet. Get secret, the secret name. So it's not. Maybe we need to describe. Okay, describe default. No resource type default. I think it's creating again the service account name. I think it doesn't find the name. Well, it might be the other way around, or it's really different to say. Well, what are the secrets? Yeah, what are the secrets? Oh, so this is the one I'm looking for, the token. Okay, so wait up. So maybe this should be a bit higher because each time I go through this process, yeah, even before the creation of. Oh no, let's create the new wait space and then let's see. I can do just describe. No, I do k this describe and the name of the secret. Let's try that. Oh, seriously? Well, I might need to write secret. K describe secret. All right. So now let's take what we have here, the token. I think it's just the token, yeah? And give it here. Let's call it K8s. Okay, it's not able to parse the YAML, so it's not the right config. So we ask it in a JSON format. No, without the O. JSON not found. Yeah, I think it should be in a JSON format. I'm not sure. Or it just need the whole. Yeah, something's wrong. Watch this. I click now on Azure subscription, and it nah, too optimal. Yeah, it's a game of thrones. It's a game of connection. At a given stage, it's gonna give me my connection, but how much do I have to suffer in the meantime? It's a good question. Log in again. Once it gets hooked, then I'm the king of my castle. I've done this connection many times. Yeah, I think I've done it 8 or 9 times. I'm not sure it was that annoying, but it was annoying. hmm So I'm just playing with it until it finds it. I think it's a question of cookies. It's a question of cache, it's a question of authentication and permission. It's just a game of being able to suddenly understand the resources that you have. Suddenly, Microsoft manages to read what the cluster name. Well, we know the cluster name. Staging. One day I will understand exactly what prevents it from the direct connection, and I'm sorry guys that this takes so long. Get service account secret names. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong. So we said that we want to. Yeah, there's no use writing it 3 times. Yeah, so Gates, it has a secret. And what happens if I just let's try this? Not found. Um, I can see the secret, but I need to activate it. Let's do just get secret maybe. Okay, get secret. Okay, describe. hmm I need to change the namespace again. Let's see. Okay, get namespaces. Staging is active, but is it active in as in active? Um, really annoying. Get back to pipeline. Yeah, this is a sick procedure. hmm Maybe somebody troubleshooting. can we do here? So maybe errors. I think this is the method. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. This looks proper. This looks proper. Okay, so back to... Okay, Azure deploy. I just realized how to get the data that he's looking for. Okay, not here, sorry. Let's go back to project settings, service connections, and hit the new service connection, Kubernetes, and not gonna use, well, one last, but it's not gonna find. So we're gonna hit building manually. So I'm building manually and just paste in the secret here. I think I don't need the ampersand, but it does have, I might not need anything. I think this is proper. Not sure. So let's just paste this above. So future generations would benefit. And we need the what? Yeah. All right. Come on. Okay, enable to parse. After the key value separator, אני מסתרים חמור. So, call it KS. Not containing data field. Service account. It does not contain a data, just the CRT. Because I'm getting the data field. Okay. So I need to procure it in some other format. But how? So it validates and it doesn't find data. Look again. JSON path. Maybe just omit that. Without the data. Maybe without the O. Yeah, that is the token. Okay, describe secret. Okay, data. Okay. Maybe I need to pass it in some sort of JSON format. Very near. So yeah. Maybe. O equals to hmm. Usually it gets connected by now. Just by hitting several times here. As you can see, this is a bug. This is a mighty bug. How much? It was around 20 minutes or half an hour waiting for this connection. Now it found it. Praise the Lord. Cool. All right, now we can proceed. Annoying, I know. All right, so now we create the pipeline and Azure Kubernetes. So what I'm going to do today is just build the staging, and tomorrow repeat the same with the production and the feature merge and documentation, and that's it. Okay, so cluster, and we're gonna point it at the staging namespace, return it to the ACR, and validate and configure. It's all very cool. And we let it run once on an empty tank, and in that time we're gonna populate the library. Cool, save and run. And now it adds the manifests files to the pool. Now it's running the CI, and it's just, it won't be able to complete it, so I can just stop it. And the reason it won't be able to complete it is because it's missing some variables from the cancel. Yes, we would like to cancel. And we do a pull. Let's clear the board. And we do a git pull. And now our library is connected. Our repo, our workspace area. Okay, so now a lot of changes are supposed to go in, and I'll start with the most annoying one, which is the library. So I'm creating a new variable group. Let's call it staging. And let's hit a few, to name a few. So we go to library, and I'm gonna bring it all the variables manually. So the host is actually localhost, but I get to appreciate. Wait, what's my host number IP? I can find it here somewhere. We have a load balancer, and no, here, public IP address, and it is a fixed public IP for the application. So we can just host URL http / and place it. Secret. This is authenticated to Okta. So I've opened the developer account and connected. Now the PG database, the Postgres database, we're gonna soon. We can also open it before running. I think it's, if we want it in one go, I think this is the right way to go. So actually it can be very fast or slow depending on. So we might need to repopulate those values. They might change on the database creation, but yeah, and 80. So we save that library group, and now comes the connection. Yeah, I think I can connect to the database on a second stage. We shall soon see. Okay, so now connecting all the dots together. I have prepared in advance those files. So basically, nothing changes on the deployment apart from the variables I'm going to pass it. Yeah. And just make sure the YAML is correct. Let's add the ingress. It's one of the requirements of the project, but the name has been changed. So we need to change the instances. Right, and the service, I don't think there's any change on the service. Yeah, it's the same. Cool. What else? Okay, yeah, obviously the Azure pipeline. Let's close everything and return it and open it again at the split menu. Click here, then ask for the Azure pipelines. Remove everything. Sorry, I meant to do a close and just start looking at what we have. So first of all, this is not updated in the way that I don't have a feature branch. And I also gonna try to connect to my older repo. My older, I think it was this one. It might be this one. Not sure. I think this is one. This is the one. So let's hit an incognito and DevOps Azure on an incognito and try to log in. Okay. Now I would need the password. Okay. Don't bother me. It might not be the right account because I want the feature branch. I think it was here. The all Kubernetes rebuilds are just. I don't think the actual. Okay. Okay, yeah. So first things first, we can see that we have a trigger master feature. So let's bring it back to our new one. What happens? Okay, trigger master feature. Um, Everything's good until the condition. We need to find the stage and add the condition. It somehow doesn't add. Well, let's add also the variables. Copy, and in here we add both variables and condition, but it's not aligned properly. I think now it is. Cool. And the deploy, let's not build a deploy. This is still let's name it build image for CI. This is the new stage, and CI deploy image to staging, right? And what we need here is a condition. Well, we don't need that condition yet, so I will just need it open. You could repeat the same. I think yeah. I need this condition. Yeah, that is right. So stage depends on if the previous stage is completed. Okay, succeeded. So the build source branch manage, because if there's an error, don't proceed to deploy anything. This is the automation, and it's very cool. Last but not least, we need to specify. Let's look at the files. Don't just take any Docker file, or because we deleted everything, but we can help him a bit. Just say that the path is app. So he doesn't have to look for anything. He knows, doesn't look for a Docker file everywhere. He just finds the one which sits here. Okay, cool. What else? We would need the secrets. So above inputs, before the deploy. Here, this one, I just remove those three and added all the information, and just the last one we're gonna add. I see that on my target one I don't have, but I do wanna work with ingress, so we just copy it and write ingress. Alright, and the ingress file is actually, we can see it, it's the generic template, but just it makes a change that instead of doing a load balancer with a cluster IP or without just a plain load balancer, it actually uses nginx, and nginx could also specify path, and it might also be something we're going to use with test or not. We need to rethink about this situation. So basically everything is ready to deploy, but let's take a look at another independent process, which is the PostgreSQL. So we're gonna need Helm, and it's frustrating how simple it is. So simple once you know what you're doing. So I'm looking for the I think I've listed them down somewhere. It's a shame if I didn't. Um, well, if I write Helm now, Helm is configured on my machine, so it's not completely. All right. So I have. Let's do Helm get all charts. Okay, so no release. Great. We need to begin afresh. Okay. Helm install. Okay, from the top. And let's, for crying out loud, let's let's also mark it down. PostgreSQL installation with Helm. So this is the first. Then we're gonna, instead of my release, let's call it a wait up DB. So let's do those two. Helm repo add. It's already existing. Good. So now let's install PostgreSQL and doing the whole installation. And notice this one. This one would give me the secret. I can extract it and also reconvert it from base 64. So I can take the secret and just keep it here. Well, actually keep it in our secret file. All right, we are very near. So doing now, again, Helm get all one, get all charts. No, release not found. I need to do an install. Okay, this one will deploy it to the machine, I think. Can't reuse a name that is still in use. That is a bit weird. Wait, I might have skipped a process of connection. Let's go back to the cluster and do a connect. So just make sure we are on the same page. Okay. Just repeating those commands because, okay. Cannot you reuse a name that is still in use? Wait, let's do kget pods. Oh, it's running. Okay. K get name spaces. So why does it run by itself? Ah, because I haven't. Okay, okay, okay. I see. So basically, it runs. So what I need, as we can see, just need the name. So there's a change, a small change. No, it's not a change, just the password change, right? So we'll take the new password into our library. Um, this is the only change. So I'm saving, and now I'm gonna deploy everything. So up and away. Everything goes together. So could it be that there won't be any errors? We crash and burn. Okay. Might be a validation something. Let's edit the pipeline. And it will tell us where the question is, line 14. So line 14 tag. Are you sure it's line 14? Not expected. Line 14, column 3. Usually this one doesn't get rejected. Okay, no, sorry, okay. Bit weird. Hmm. Look at here, I kind of overwritten the file in a bad way. I see. So it has a reason. Wait, there's another issue? Okay. So it doesn't allow underscores in CI. Wait, where? Somewhere there's another issue. Somewhere. The image pool secret? No. What does it say? Stage build images for CI. Stage build image. Stage build image for CI. Build image for staging. Okay. Okay. I think it needs us to do. Let's do something like that. Stage CI. 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 CI2 and CI1. It's not too bad. Let's validate. Oh yeah. C2 condition. Hmm. Okay, what's the condition between when I write a condition like this, again before, the build is and succeeded. Stage. Also, we don't need the variables there. Small corrections. Let's call it build instead of CI1. Let's validate. Okay, save. So I think all the again with an error. What's the error? No logs available. Okay, some connection. Well, we can authorize, but it's not what's gonna make a change. So we need to re-edit the pipeline, and it usually has to do with environment or everything here is correct. Oh, here it's everything is empty. So we would like to use, I'm not sure which one. Let's try both. Worst case, I would need to repeat it. Validate. Okay, save. What's worst case? Okay, yeah. Oh no. Still no cookie. I think it's the other way around. Maybe just KLS or something like that. In here, not just go here. Hopefully this is it, or it's not it. Oh no, it's not changed. Step input Kubernetes service connection. So it's not the it's not the field I'm editing. Um, looks kosher. I might reduce some questions regarding, for instance, let's see what we can reduce. Can reduce this condition. Looks a bit. I might have tried to push all the changes at the same time, and it doesn't like that. Kubernetes service connection can't find it. It's not been authorized to use. Um, so it built its own environment from the wizard. And where did it done that? Because this is the default, it's not the environment. The environment is built here. Here. Um, and once I try to run it, it says something regarding what it says exactly. job deploy step. Staging cannot be found. So it can't find the actual service connection. And again, the one is looking for is, so where does it write that? Ah, here. This connection. So let's return it. Okay. Yeah, you have to be very conscient about what's happening because it's automatic. A lot of things are automatic, but sometimes it gets connected to the wrong, or I don't know, it generates stuff. Let's refresh this page so we could see. Okay. So now the build and push, it cannot find the Docker file path, so we cannot proceed. Let's stop it. You don't need to go on. Ah, it's already stopped. Yeah, good. Couldn't find the Docker file. All right. And this is the path we've directed it. Maybe we don't need to let it scan. Don't need to be specific. I am not sure why. So now we've saved and it's rerunning. And let's wait and see if it goes up. Can refresh the page. Again, it cannot find the Docker file. But okay. So again, looking at the repository, I have everything here in the app. We have a Docker file, but it cannot find it. Maybe I did not connect to the right here, because here it's trying to build and it's going for the Docker service connection and the container registry. Trying to find the Docker file. If I do add here, kind of override. Let's try. Usually I don't mess with this connection because it works. So there are several parts of a Docker file. And we build an artifact and we send it to the ACR. So it's a kind of a sensitive kind of connection. You need to again, it looks like he found because it wouldn't run the commands from within if it was lost. So now it found it. Good. We have some warnings. It's not the most proper package. It's an old node. Um, Maybe one day we can update it just for fun. Don't care. We don't really care about warnings. Security-wise, in a perfect world, you fix stuff, but okay. Anyhow, it's in a containerized orchestration kind of situation. So now it's built the layers of a Docker, pushing them, and the pipe is being published to the artifact. I wish I didn't delete the CI approval, not approval, the CI check if the build is complete, because then, because because now we will need to run the deploy again. It's not a big issue. It's just, well, anyhow, 1 hour stream for deploy is, you can say it went seamlessly. I think half an hour of his stream was about connecting to the retrieving the cluster. Half an hour. So I think, as you can see, most of the processes are running like really fast, but this, maybe you can manually connect it, or I just missed something. I guess I'm cool with that it works, but on the long run, I think it's something I would need to repair. But also, in the long run, I don't think I would work with Azure. I think I would move to AWS. I'm gonna do a practitioner, a cloud practitioner certificate. It's a nice goal I have for the near future. So now it's the actual deployment, it's the last step. So if all the parts are correct, then we should have a working application with database on something we can see. And that is nice. So trying to think if there's anything missing here in the whole process. We have the ingress file. Okay. We can see the secrets being pulled. You can see the image being downloaded. Oh, you can see the secrets being pulled here, I think. No, this is just the ingress. Okay, we wait patiently. Hopefully I haven't missed anything. Um, and also there's something about the CD looking at this stage, the rollout status. It's not only, it takes too long, I think. But just to say, it's not only, it's not enough to listen to get the message that it's okay. You need to specifically look for this. Yeah, it just takes too long. Let's take a look at our repo file, specifically the Docker file. Yeah, well, I think this is the issue. I don't have. Yeah, we would need to do that change. Do an edit. Instead of just, we have to have initdb, because otherwise the application won't work. Let's do a commit. Now that we have a database. Did it commit? Okay, so now we're going back to our pipeline. So as we can see, this is still spinning, and it will go on spinning forever. So we need to cancel it and refresh the page. Okay, so now this process should come in. Thinking, yeah, apart from the small process and adding production into the fray in a new namespace, I think we're good. But obviously, we won't end this stream unless we see a live application, right? Patience, patience. And all in all, this process of building a Kubernetes cluster and supplying it with Docker file images and learning more about Docker Compose, and it's really interesting. but it's kind of a lot to take on, especially the first few weeks. But yeah, as a CI/CD ecosystem and doing it, the more I do it, the more I understand it. So finalize job, moving on to deploy. Bear with me, guys. You've been waiting for so long, and so did I. So have I. Okay, deploy for Kubernetes. Okay, so now we can actually see the secrets from the library. And for security, we can hit the lock, and then we won't see anything here. Also, just for completing the all questions, we can go inside Okta and sign in inside, and then update the endpoints. So once it's deployed, it can actually get connected. So yes, this is our app. We edit it and we just exchange here. We don't need the blank space. This is our main one. And save. Let's get back to the pipeline. Which one is running? Definitely not this one. Still deploying. The thing is, it might be stuck on a timeout. So we can also take a look. Can take a look here. Okay, get deployments. We're on the default namespace. Why is that? How did we get back to the default namespace? Only God knows. So let's get back to staging namespace. Get deployments. So we can see that the process is just not ready. It's up to date, but it's not available. So if we do k get pods, you can see its image pull back off. There's something wrong with the image. Not sure if I can exec it if it's not running, but we're gonna try. Okay, exec sh or -it. Okay, exec -it. No. Exec pod. Exec pod. Exec pod. Okay. Exec pod. Well, just the command. The command is --sh. Not sure. No. I can't go on for hours. Well, first things first, the deploy is stuck, so it's not running. We can cancel it. It's a very minor thing. I'm not sure. It could be the initdb not working. But it doesn't. No, something on the application by its own is not working. Maybe it's not getting the secrets correctly. What's wrong here? We have two replicas. Oh, that's not the right one. Deployment. We need two replicas. But I don't think that's the reason it's not working. This looks good. Well, we need to git pull. Okay. So we add a new replica. Let's take a look here. So what could be the problem? Let's match the staging and the environment, the one we made. So we can see that it's the one is working from here. Yeah. Cancel. So the build stage is done. But in here, namespace staging. Oh. Okay, not really seen anything suspicious. Let's do a k get deployments. We can get logs also. So k describe the server doesn't have, well, k describe deployment. Yes, and replica set reasons, scaling replica set. One desired, zero available, one unavailable. Pass secrets, true. Okay, so what we can see, minimum replica set unavailable. So it might be the amount of replica sets, simply put. Let's do an up again. Because if he has only one replica set, it might be that it doesn't have a working space. Might be, I'm not sure. Well, it takes 4 minutes to understand this. And in these 4 minutes, let's see what are the steps we're missing. So on the README, we said we're gonna add the stage for just continuous integration process. And also let's take a look in this very interesting. So what we had here as a repository, so why is it in progress? It's in progress because there's a pull request. But if we take a look at branches, as we can see, there's work here. So we have something called branch policy. And on that branch policy, we have a require minimum number of reviewers, which is 1, and this is checked. And on the bottom, we have a PR validation on. So all this is for the CD stage. So I just need to refresh it in memory that we need a branch policy from a feature branch, merge, and obviously a new namespace with the production tag. Also, let's take a look at the project guidelines. If there's something amiss here, anything we didn't spot, because I think we are near submission. So just project. So we have a CI/CD. We created this very nice nodes and pods with containers and service. So all this is um, kind of transparent in the regard that stuff happens on DevOps. But yeah, I've learned some of this stuff, but I need to yeah. So we push for the Git repo, and then the Azure pipelines take over, builds images, pushes the image to the ACR, and the Kubernetes service is pulling them. And also this is transparent. I mean, it does on the pipeline, it does the apply, but it's it's on the background. Okay, so we provision the Next.js cluster, yeah. We install the Nginx Ingress, yes. We deployed the AKS, so this is the part where we're working on, those two. On production, we would put 3 instances, meaning 3 replicas. We used secrets, and also this is connected. All right, configuration. Yeah, we don't need the infrastructure as code, but we need to build a new pipeline just for that. So we don't need multiple availability zones. So this is very close to being done. And we also used Helm to package the Kubernetes manifests using Helm. Okay, so so we used Helm to build the database, but we didn't package anything inside. Um, okay, guys, I'm also feeling that it's not running. So, okay, this is very bad. This is better with the database inside the cluster using Helm, but this is in a way different. So we won't get the full bonus in this manner. Manage your Azure resources using. Okay, so this also we are very near. So we might need to. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do a restart. So this whole kind of stream is down the drain. I'm gonna do a restart with the first part. So getting everything connected at the same time. So let's recap. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to manifest the full-blown CI/CD with the final output, and it might be something I've overlooked. So I'm gonna rebuild the whole thing later on, but I will start from the terraform because I'm gonna aspire for that bonus. And yeah, good things, good times, let the good times roll. Think this deploy is not gonna work, obviously. So we can pause it. And also just for fun, we could try and catch the IP. So the whole network thing here is kind of. So we have a CI/CD here running, and it's not gonna run because it hasn't finished the deploy and it's just not running. All right, guys, thank you very much, and we might resume this in the evening time or tomorrow maybe. Bye for now.